Thank you for joining me, Chef Anthony. I'm in my special private kitchen, wanting to kind of have a little hunger in me, and wanted to go back to one of my recipes I'm trying to pull up out of my membrane. So I've decided to make some gnocchi pasta, pesto gnocchi pasta with shrimp. First of all, I'm going to start off with a skillet pot, and I'm going to use some olive oil. So I'm going to add in here about slightly a quarter cup of some olive oil. Allow the oil to heat up. I've taken the liberty to chop some white onions and some roasted garlic. It's for that aroma, scent, and taste that I'm looking for. I have some ready-made pesto paste, which is made of basil, chopped parsley, pine nuts, garlic, salt, pepper, and olive oil. Not much, because the pesto seed produces oil, and you want to kind of pretty much blend all of that flavor up together, and it will become condensed. The gnocchi pasta is also, this is what a gnocchi pasta is. It's pretty much a pasta that's stuffed with a cheese, and it has a rigid look. Fantastic and unique. I've also cut up some fresh cherry tomatoes, and I've split them into half. I've already cooked my shrimps, and these are the pre-cooked shrimps that I have. Pretty much what you do with a shrimp is that you heat some in a pot of boiling water. You can add in a bay leaf, a little bit of sea salt, and I like a little paprika. But it's best to use cayenne. It's best to use just a hint of cayenne after it's finished. Don't overcook the shrimp. Once the shrimp have turned orange, that means they cooked pretty much. Pull it out. I shelled it and I took the tails off. So here we have the oil is heating. I can see the little puff of smoke coming out. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the onion and garlic. You want to move that around so that it pretty much soaks up all of the oil. The aroma scent is magnificent because of what the garlic gives off. So you want to give that at least a good 2 minutes prior to us adding in the tomatoes. You don't want the tomatoes to be cooking too soon and too early, because you don't want the tomatoes to disintegrate, but you want the tomatoes to be transparent and to be seen in the pasta. Alright, now we're going to add the tomatoes. Gonna whisk that around a little more before we get ready to add the shrimp. Add in the shrimp. Again, I want to incorporate the shrimp with the onion and garlic mixture so that it incorporates the fullness of the onion and the garlic. Next, I'm going to add just a tad bit of a little bit of seasoning. Preferably I like using complete. Don't want to go too heavy in it because it's best to check that at the ending part of the whole matter. Now I'm going to add in my pesto. And last and not least, I'm going to add in some heavy cream. So I added 1 pint of the heavy cream. And again, I'm gonna practically stir it to incorporate everything. The sauce will then slightly turn a little bit of, it looks like a creamy green, but it's like a lime green type look. I'm gonna taste it to make sure that it has a good balance, which it does. That tells me whether or not if I need to enhance it by adding in a bit more salt, pepper, or my choice of seasoning. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the gnocchi pasta into this. Keep in mind that the gnocchis are already pretty much cooked, but they're partial cooked. They're not totally cooked all the way. Seeing as that I'm actually putting it into a complete sauce like this, it will absorb, and this dish would then start to thicken. Just for the love of it, bam, bam. Now we're gonna literally leave this and allow it to intensify by thickening, and we're gonna gradually come back and give it a little turn, a twist, a stir, so that we're being very careful that the pasta does not get to a point where it settles too much. Then it begins to thicken up, and then it'll begin to stick. So we don't want that to happen. So we're just generally going to keep an eye on it just for a few minutes. Alright, so have you guys been keeping an eye on it? Should we stir it a little bit? Yes, absolutely. And continue to keep it stirred so that we don't have no clumps. And we don't have anything that's trying to dry itself up too quick. It's a wonderful pasta. Has a very unique taste. I like the fluorescent look with the tomatoes being transparent, and I can see the shrimps in there along with the pasta, all the herbs of the parsley, basil. You don't see the pine nuts because that is completely disintegrated, but everything else pretty much has an outward look in a perfect position. By the way, you might be wondering, why is it that Chef Anthony likes cooking with a wooden spoon? I'm just traditional, that's all. For some odd reason, to me, I just think it cooks it better. Not only does that, but I'm able to maneuver the food around, especially if anything begins to stick at the bottom. I don't have to worry about it scraping. All I gotta do is just move it smoothly around the bottom of the pots, and I just think it's a better tool to work with. So depending on how much sauce or the gnocchi pasta that you're going to be using would determine the amount of liquefied meats that you're going to add to the dish. Because keep in mind that pastas are going to swell. So considering the fact I'm practically using maybe a 5-pound, maybe somewhere between 5 to 7 pounds of pasta, it would require a bit of sauce so that everything could thicken up without losing much of the sauce. You do want some sauce to be on this dish or in this dish when it's being plated so that it's not completely dry. The more heat is heating through, is the more it begins to thicken up. So that's why we gotta continuously stir it aggressively, but not too crazy. getting there. It's completely heating through. Getting a little dense. This is exactly what we're looking for. So that tells me relatively that the pasta itself is expanding. The sauce thickens up a little bit more because of that process. And as we are continuously stirring it and moving it around, we avoid every means of the sauce or the pasta gnocchi sticking to the bottom. That can eventually cause it to be burnt or scorched. Right now it's at the peak of perfection. Yep. There you go, nice. Let's give it about another minute and we'll go ahead and turn it off. Right. Might I say, it's ready for consumption. Ready for consumption. All right, everybody line up. Only problem is that me first. All right, in this case, me first is okay. That's it. Gnocchi pasta, everybody. You ought to try it. I know you would like it. I am. And I know you will also. So thank you for spending this other segment with me, making gnocchi pesto pasta. Let me rephrase that. Gnocchi pesto pasta with shrimp. Enjoy and have a wonderful day.